Hi there crafters, it's Louise with you today. Welcome along to my channel. It is my final share for the month of Scraptember, and this prompt is from the 28th, which is a large circle. Now I've pulled out my trusty circle maker, which is the very technical tool of a dinner plate, and I decide that I'm going to use multiple circles on my background to try and create some kind of different, interesting feature in that background. So I don't really have a plan beyond that. I've chosen this photo, and because the photo is quite blue, that's what I'm going to sort of focus on as my color. And while I was digging through my stash, I found these acetate leaves from 49 Market that I had previously purchased, and I really liked them. So that's why I sort of decided that I was going to feature those on a layout. And it's at this point where I start to play around with some different ways of how I'm going to fill in these circles. So I want to, just create different circular elements on the background. And I tend to be a square scrapper, so I don't really know how to explain how I went into this. And you'll notice that this is quite a long video, and that's a lot to do with the fact that I did struggle with this. So beyond the circles with the leaves in them, I sort of had no real idea of what I was doing here. And you can see I'm going to fill in that top left circle with the pattern paper. I know where my photo is going to go. I know where my leaf circle is going to go, but it's doing the rest of the layout that I really struggle with. So I go with a couple more different pattern papers. So using my circle again, I'm going to cut some more of those patterns out and just try to, really create a different background. Sorry, I know I'm waffling on about this background, but I still don't really know if I actually even like this layout. I definitely like the leaf aspect of it, but I'm not really sure about the whole rest of it in terms of the gesso and the color, and really just trying to do certain different sorts of things in those circles, but still keeping it as a cohesive layout. So here's where I come in with the gesso. So I decide that I'm going to just draw a rough white gesso circle over the top. And again, this is about sort of building those layers and just trying to come up with a way of adding interest onto the page without overwhelming the page. And I wanted to sort of highlight these circles. I want you to be able to know that those circles are different, whether they be pattern paper, whether they be the gesso, or in this case, that little pop of extra color. So I keep coming back to putting these leaves on, and that's just so I can have a look at it and just see how it's coming together. I'm still not completely happy with the gesso circle. I still need to, give it a little bit of something extra just to help it look more cohesive with the page. So I pull out my black pen, add a little bit of doodling, do some faux stitching around the extra piece down the bottom. Start to play around with a few more different elements, and now that I'm starting to add those more mixed media type things like the paint and the gesso, the leaves I felt sort of got a little bit lost, and so I pull out my distress crayons, make sure that the color is suitable to go with the theme that I've got going on here, and I'm just going to smudge a little bit of a background to put behind my leaves. So I'm doing this without adding any water. And so you can sort of see that little bit of smudge just helps blend those leaves in with those circle elements that I've got going on. All right, once I'm finally starting to get happy with this layout, it was a bit of a labour of love. It took me a few backwards and forwards before I was satisfied with how it had turned out. I decided just to bring in a couple more circles in order to really bring it together in its main format. So cutting a couple more circles, and I decided to stick with the lined paper because it sort of blends with the lines that I've got going on. And I'm going to use this as a way just to bring the circles together, add a little area of interest, and yeah, just pop some little stickers and a few bits and pieces around so it all starts to come together. Okay. Final stages of the layout are purely just some embellishments, sticking everything down, making sure that I'm happy, everything looks pretty good. As I said, not one of my favourite creations from the month, but certainly, you know, bit of a challenge, and got creating and had some fun, so what more could you ask for? All right, I am going to stop waffling on about my large circles and leave you with the rest of this layout. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have thoroughly enjoyed Scraptember. I know that I have loved watching all the different videos that people are creating, so it's been super fun, and I look forward to playing along in the coming years, and I hope that you enjoyed. So thank you so much for watching, and if you aren't already a subscriber, I would love if you would hit that little subscribe button.